All right, guys, I just finished my workout and I am hot and sweaty. Anyways, I was working out using this brand new joint from Sony, man. This is the SRS-XE300. This is the brand new one, man. It's the kind of interesting design that I'm very interested in and I'm impressed with, because the only sound that you're getting is out of that little slit right there. And it is a direct competitor to the JBL Charge 5, which in my opinion is the best JBL speaker out right now. Not because it's huge and thunderous like the JBL Extreme 3 or the Boombox 2, but because of its pound for pound value. You get a lot out of this speaker. But this new Sony right here, the XE300, you know, it packs a nice little punch, man. I'm very proud of it, and I think it's a good buy. But we'll have to, you know, figure that out between the JBL Charge 5 and this one. But this one does have a feature that I want to test out real quick, and it is the microphone, because sometimes you just don't want to pick up your handset, your phone, which I'm recording on right now. So I want to see how good this mic is. So let's go ahead and check that out, and then I'll meet you guys back at the lab, and then we can discuss the comparison between the two. Okay, I'm standing roughly about 12 feet away from the speaker, so that's what it sounds like when you're that far away. But let me step in a little bit closer, because, you know, if you're working out and, you know, you got your speaker there, you know, right there on the shelf, you might want to step up closer to it. That way you can catch that phone call real quick and let people know that you are actively getting your swole on and they are interrupting you. So you go ahead and get that conversation piece going. I hope this mic sounds really good, because I'm loving the speaker as it stands. Get it? Stands straight up as opposed to laying down like the JBL. But either way, I'm gonna get out of here now. I'm gonna go shower up, shave my head, and we're gonna get to the studio and compare these two to see how they play out. All right, man, you ready to go? You good? Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine. It's time to get charged up, Richardson. And today we're gonna be showcasing yeah, I screwed that up, man. Today we're gonna be showcasing the brand new Sony XE300 Bluetooth speaker, man. This is Sony's new lineup, man. They have gotten rid of the XB series of speakers, and now we are left with the XG and the XG or XE series of speakers. We have a smaller baby brother to this one, which is the XE200. I'll be doing some videos on that thing coming soon. But for today, we're gonna be talking about this JBL Charge 5 matched up with it, because they are nemesises. Is that how you say nemesi? They are direct competition to each other, simply because of specs and size and portability and whatever else they do. Yeah, there's a lot to be talked about. So let's go ahead and talk about this Sony XE300 first. I actually love it. I love it, love it, love it. So with typical Sony and JBL portable speakers, they do concentrate more on bass. I do not feel like that's what happened here. It does have a nice tight bass, but you do not get the thundersome bass. And you'll see that or hear that when I do the sound comparisons between the two. But aside from that sound quality, we are looking at something new something new to me, which is the design. If you look at this, man, look at this, it's like almost fully enclosed in this neoprene coating, which is very attractive, man. I love the styling of the speaker, but all you have is this little slit right here, man. That's where the sound comes out. It's got this, I forget what they call it. It's like, it's the untechnical tech channel. I forget what they call it. But basically, it's like a diffuser. It's a line diffuser. So it's supposed to project the sound, not just straight forward in a straight line, but out. For some reason, this little slit projects the sound out. And let me tell you, man, I am very surprised at how well this thing projects sound. It does not sound like it's coming from some narrow spot. It sounds like it's coming from an open grill. So good job on that, Sony. I guess you might be getting some sound out of the top here, out of this is it a hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pentagon. I guess you're getting some sound coming out of the bottom and the top or the sides. This thing is actually designed to be played upright, but you can lay it on its side, and as you can see here, it will just kind of project in an upward manner. That way you're not kind of doing this, which is great, because a lot of speakers that are designed this way to stand up, once you lay them down on their side, they fire straight. They don't really fire upward. So I like that they've actually designed it like that. As far as the design, man, I'll say this is a very attractive design. Their marketing materials on the internet it's like fun. You know, you got kids skateboarding and stuff and going to the beach. This is a grown and sexy speaker, man. I put this on my patio. You know, it matches my decor. That's why I ended up getting the color. It actually matches and looks better than this JBL does. And it's just a grown and sexy speaker in all the 3 colors that they have. But not only are the looks grown and sexy, but the sound profile is as well. Man, I love the sound that comes out of here. It's just a nice refined sound once you clean it up. Now Sony's, I'll show you in the app. Sony doesn't give you as many options for sound profiles as you would get with their bigger XG300 speaker, or even the older XB33, which is a comparison to this one as well. But it does sound good once you clean it up with that 3-band EQ that they provide you. But before we get into this comparison, let's go ahead and go over some stuff as far as interface with this bad boy. You got your power button right there, your charging LED, your Bluetooth LED, and your play and pause button with an answering in calls, because it does accept calls. And then you got your plus and minus for volume. And I'm assuming you can do tracks maybe if you double press or something like that with that. I haven't looked at that yet. But then you got your battery and stamina mode, and then you have a mute button for your phone calls. On the back side, once you open up that speaker booty, all you're gonna see here is a USB-C input for charging. Now I know some of you might get disappointed because there's no 3.5mm aux input, but it is what it is. It's a Bluetooth speaker, man, just deal with it. But doubling back to the aspect of charging, that's where we get into competition here, because the JBL Charge will actually let you charge out. As you noticed on the Sony XE300, there was no charging output to share its 24 hours worth of battery life. So we're getting a lot more battery life here in the form of 4 or 5 hours, as opposed to the 20 hours of battery life that you get with the Charge. But at least you get to share your charging output with the JBL Charge 5. In the conversation of durability, they are matched up head to toe because they are both IP67 certified, which means they're going to protect you from dunking in a pool. We'll have to see, you know, which one is going to float if you drop it in a lake or a pool or something like that, but they're both waterproof and dustproof, so don't have to worry about that. The JBL Charge 5 is wrapped up in this nice mesh protected by these end caps, which are plastic covered with neoprene and a little bit of rubber, I think, whereas the Sony is mostly this neoprene coated plastic here, and it feels very durable. And then on the corners, on the caps, you do have the mesh as well. So as far as scratches and stuff, I don't know which one will do better. They'll probably do about the same as far as like dropping it and getting skid marks and stuff like that. But when it comes to aesthetics, it's definitely going to be a personal choice, because the JBL speaker to me looks like fun in party mode, whereas the Sony XE300 just looks grown and sexy. One leg up that the Sony XE300 has over the JBL Charge 5 is this microphone right here. It's such a clutch feature, and I wish all of the smaller mid-size and the pocket-sized Bluetooth speakers had that function, because it just comes in handy every now and again if it actually works well, which you could actually hear from my demo in my home gym. This thing actually works very well. Now let's go into the app interface of the XE300. On the home page, you're going to see right here where it says group with other speakers. That's because Sony has Party Connect, which is where you can connect a whole bunch of speakers that are Party Connect capable to each other and play the same song throughout all the speakers. But if you want to play in stereo, you have to have the exact same speaker, which means you have to have 2 XE300s. But if you go into settings and then into sound, you'll see from the other speakers that I've checked out on this channel, they've actually taken some things away. You have your Clear Audio Plus, but I don't see anywhere where they have the Sony Mega Bass. That's because this speaker is not mega bassy. It doesn't have that booming, thundersome bass, but it has good, tight bass. And if you tap on the second line here where it says bass, mids, and treble, you can go in here and it's going to be on flat if you have Clear Audio Plus engaged. As soon as you toggle one of these up, I like to brighten up my highs a little bit. Let's take it there, and we'll kick the mids up to 1, and then we'll kick the bass up about a third of the way. And you can see where it's going to sound right there, but it has disengaged the Clear Audio Plus. So you don't have those other features such as the Mega Bass and the live sound and the other stuff that you got with the other speakers, such as the XG300. But there's an added bonus here, because you have mono and stereo mode. Mono sounds pretty good. It comes that way on default, but I like it on stereo. It just sounds a little bit better for me. Once you get into the other stuff like DJ effect, you can play around with the sound effects and stuff like that, but that's not for regular music quality. But then, speaking of quality, you have a Bluetooth connection quality, which is priority on sound quality or a connection priority on stable connection option. I keep mine where it's at on sound quality because that's what we care about, because we're going to compare it to the JBL this is not the Extreme. This is the Charge 5. Let's go. All right, before we get started, I'm going to make sure I turn the JBL equalizer off because I don't want any of my personal preference to get in the way of this. My software is up to date. Cool. Now let's go into the Sony Music Center, and I will connect to that speaker and make sure that the sound is on Clear Audio Plus, which is where it comes by default. We'll keep it on stereo. And yeah, we're actually ready to go. So let me go into my media output, make sure they are both connected. Well, I guess we're going to start with the Sony XE300 at about 50% volume. Let's go ahead and get the JBL Charge 5 at about 50% volume. That's it right there. And then we are gonna, oh, that's my car app. And then we're going to get into some music. The XE300. JBL. Let's go back to the XE. It was sounding good, man. It was sounding real good. Here we go. Oh man, technical difficulties. It's always doing this to me. All right, let's connect this one. See if it'll play. Oh man, these Sony speakers, they always disconnect when I play them simultaneously, giving me technical difficulties. But how about we just cut to another song? It's like elevator music. That's that Charge 5. Let's go, Sony. Come on, man. All right, let's crank up the Sony a little bit. Let's go with that Charge again. The Charge is a beast. Check out that Sony on this beat. So as you can see, you've got to turn the Sony up just a little bit more to get the sound out of it that you might want, maybe 70% or so, to match up to what you get at 50% with the Charge 5, but it still sounds pretty damn good. Let's finish this up. Let's go, JBL. Let's get it. All right, both at 50%. All right, when it comes to sound volume and the fullness of your music, me personally, I'm sitting on the back, so I'm not getting all the clarity that y'all are getting.
JBL is kind of killing it. The Charge 5 is a beast of a speaker, man. It's very difficult to compete with in this bracket. You know what I'm saying? But Sony is not going to take this line down. It's going to stand up and fight. You get it? Stand up. But you got to turn the volume up a little bit to match the output that you get from the Charge 5. But it still sounds good, man. So as far as sound quality goes, though, it's personal preference, man. You whether you're going for sound stage, bass, or full volume, I don't know what you're going for. You be the judge of either one. But it is what it is. You heard it here. Oh, yeah, that was a good match, man. Look, I ain't no expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is this Charge 5 is no joke. Oh, man, that was tough. All right, man, y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.